Kenny, this is the craziest thing that I can remember seeing. This is before a sporting event. We've seen Mike Tyson bite Holyfield.
Right.
We've seen the Malice at the Palace. Those were a boxing event, a basketball game. Before the event, we've seen bizarre things from Tyson at press conferences, but I don't think I've ever seen this where he's injured other fighters. And so I guess my first question is just like, is Conor McGregor mentally okay? I mean that in all seriousness.
I'm not sure. And here's the thing. He wasn't even involved in this fight card. He wasn't even supposed to fight. So first of all, in order to kind of understand this mess, you kind of have to go back to yesterday. Now, Conor's teammate, Artem Lobov, was approached by Khabib Nurmagomedov. Now, this is a fighter that is fighting on Saturday night. He's in the main event. He's fighting for the 155-pound title, which is Conor's belt. And apparently, he had some words with Artem Lobov, Conor's friend and training partner. Artem was also supposed to fight on Saturday night. So they had some words. Apparently, Khabib might have slapped him in the face. Something happened. Artem was moved to a different hotel. Now, he went and probably told Conor what happened. Conor decided to show up with his boys. He went to the press conference unannounced. And, of course, they were looking for Khabib Nurmagomedov and his team. Khabib's team was on that van. He was trying to get at Khabib. While he was throwing things at the bus, he cracked one of the windows. It cut Michael Chiesa in the face. We're not sure if he's going to fight on Saturday night. He was supposed to fight Anthony Pettis in a great fight. So Conor, in one fell swoop, has taken out a possible 3 or 4 fights here. It's ridiculous.
Okay, Conor reached the pinnacle of celebrity fighting Floyd Mayweather and made a ton of money.
Right.
And he's kind of fallen off the face of the earth a little bit since then. What is motivating this guy? Is he hostile with Dana White for stripping him of his belt? Is he afraid of Khabib? What's driving him here this kind of crazy?
I don't know. You know, again, he knows how to hype fights, but this is too far. And the problem is like, you know, and I'm probably guilty of this a little bit, of giving Conor the pass and say, hey, it's all right. He's just trying to hype the fight. Well, now he's going way too far. He's injuring other fighters. Rose Namajunas, who's fighting for the title, defending her title on Saturday night, was shaken up by the incident. It's going way too far now. And I don't know what's motivating him. For him to get on a plane from Ireland, he's hanging out in Ireland. I guess he was going to go support his teammate Artem Lobov in this fight, but to go there and pick a fight, and also, what is he doing? What is injuring a van? That's not Khabib's going to do. What is that going to do?
I have a couple more questions before we bring in Eddie and Jason. UFC needs a television deal. They're looking for a television deal, a TV partner. And I'm wondering if these type of annex enhance the brand or will provoke caution. Is this a bridge too far?
This is a black eye for the sport, in my opinion. I don't think this is a good thing. It's one thing to hype a fight, but when you're going towards this kind of negativity and people are getting injured and you're ruining, people's property and cars and vans, it's too much. It's too much. And, you know, what did Jim Carrey said? I wish that everybody could get rich and famous so they could realize that's not the answer. And Conor now, with having $100 million in the bank, it's going too far now. Now he feels like he's invincible. He's gotten away with a lot of other things that, you know, certainly not at this level, but it builds up to that. And when you feel that you're invincible and you're not getting in trouble, you take it too far, and he took it too far.
Jason McIntyre, I'm going to start with you. You're an expert on social media, Twitter, that world. How do you think this plays for Conor McGregor's brand? Is this good for it? Or is it bad for
Well, I mean, Kenny used black eye. You know, that's the phrase you used, and I actually think this is great. Right now you're seeing the reaction, 50% of the people say Conor's got to go to jail for this. Get the arrest warrant out, and guess what the other 50% of the people are saying? Man, I can't wait to see that guy get in the ring, man. He's crazy. What's he going to do next? This is the kind of thing that bad boys do in sports, right? We've seen it with Floyd Mayweather outside of the ring. We've seen Mike Tyson, as you referenced, outside the ring. These guys put on a show. They get people to watch whatever they're doing, and I know it looks bad right now, and he's being pegged as a crazy person, and yes, there's the TV deal, but everything for me coming off this is, man, I can't wait to see what Conor McGregor's going to do next.
I hear that, but even with the Mike Tyson, I don't think his craziness, his bizarre behavior, I don't think that made him more popular at the box office. I think it made him more infamous, But Tyson had a chance to be a guy to return boxing more to the mainstream where Muhammad Ali had it, and he blew it with the crazy, bizarre behavior. Eddie, I want to ask you, I analogize this to the Malice in the Palace and to Mike Tyson biting Holyfield's ear. This is, Dana White has called it criminal, disgusting, and it makes me sick. Is it a fair analogy to the Malice in the Palace, or is this worse?
I think it's worse. The reason why I say it's worse because the Malice at the Palace was guys were in the heat of competition. They were playing. He gets hit, being in a place where he's supposed to be protected by a water bottle or whatever it was, the cup of water, and somebody reacted to that, felt like his well-being was threatened, to where this guy, he wasn't even a part of this. You know, these guys are on the bus on their way out, and he's coming throwing whatever that was, a barrier, chairs, breaking windows, cutting guys. It's totally out of bounds to me. I think he was way out of pocket for showing up like that and doing. And the way he did it, he bum rushed. Basically bum rushed the bus. They were, 15 people going after one guy. So, again, I don't like the way that it happened. But this is what Conor McGregor does. Yeah. This is how he tries to hype up fights. But I think he's taking it too far because you hype up fights. Mike Tyson did it, and so does Floyd Mayweather. They know how to hype fights. Mike Tyson never hurt anybody in a press conference. Floyd Mayweather never hurt anybody in a press conference. This wasn't even this was after the press conference. Guys were on the bus, and somebody ended up getting injured. That's where I think you take it too far.
Yeah, he wasn't involved on the fight card. And the other thing is you get a guy in Conor McGregor who hasn't been in the octagon for over 500 days. So it's not like he's super popular right now. The fans are already very frustrated because he didn't defend his 145-pound belt. He didn't defend his 155-pound belt. So fans are already they've had it with Conor, and now he's doing this.
Listen, I think, and I want to be careful because, I mean, this just happened an hour or two ago, and we're talking about it in the moment. But he has really burnished a brand as a thug. I mean, this is 20 guys, or I don't know, a dozen to 20 guys showing up to have a fight. Yeah. And this is the ultimate thuggish behavior. And I mean, that word gets tossed around from time to time. And so it's like he's trying to, and I know Floyd Mayweather has his baggage and domestic violence. I don't want to diminish it, but it's almost like Conor's in a competition to be the ultimate bad guy in combat sports of any kind, and this may have...
But he's from the rough streets, I believe, Ireland. Kenny, you can back me up on this. He comes from a very blue-collar background where he almost fought his way out of the ghetto, pretty much, in Ireland. And this is not that out of character for him. Now, there was an incident at Bellator 187. I was informed that Conor went in the ring and roughed it up, and then there was a UFC media day where he was throwing media bottles. So this kind of is on character for him. We just haven't seen it in a while. And, you know, maybe we thought, oh, he made $100 million off Floyd. He's going to clean up his act. I don't think so at all.
What should the UFC do?
Geez, I don't know. Again, we talked about John Jones and his troubles, and this is right at that level. I mean, he's hurting people here. He wasn't even involved in this card. Dana obviously not happy. I don't know. One thing's for sure is some of the fighters on the card, they might sue Conor. Again, you get cut in the face, or if you're not able to fight now, this is not good. And for a guy who's got $100 million in the bank, a great way to lose that $100 million is getting in a court.
What should the UFC do?
I think they should strip him of his title, and
That's been happening.
And they should give him a suspension and some kind of fine.
A year suspension?
I'm not sure. I mean, he hasn't fought in 2 years, correct? And I think really, you know, when some people are kind of fearful of somebody else, they do irrational things. And I think that might have something to do with him fighting Khabib, because he kind of been ducking Khabib for the last couple years now. So I think they should suspend him. I don't know for how long.
Jason, it's a can't live with him, can't live without him situation. He's the biggest star in the UFC.
Without question. I mean, I know this is going to sound bad. Don't come after me for it. But at this point, when you've got a big, high-profile incident like this, you got to capitalize on it. I would try to get Conor in the ring in the next few months, see if that's possible. Kenny, I don't know if the UFC is going to want to do that, but is that not the right move from a PR perspective for UFC?
There's an event planned for Russia. Obviously, Khabib Nurmagomedov, if he wins, that would be the fight to make, him versus Conor. You could build up to this Rocky IV kind of event. It's ridiculous. We already have the B-roll to play leading up to the fight. Yeah. This is the hype. But again, it's like, well, now you're basically saying, well, Conor, that's okay to do that. That's fine. But
Slapping him
he's
on
the
the wrist.
biggest name in the sport. What do you do?
They need him right now.
I think Dana has boxed himself into a corner with his statements. Criminal, disgusting, and it makes me sick. So if he is to fight Khabib, I don't think it'll be in the next calendar year. I think it's going to have to be after. Criminal, disgusting, and it makes me sick. He's going to be suspended for a year. Khabib may happen a year from now, but not anytime soon.